Hello everybody, welcome to another tips and tricks video, which is today going to be about refresh rates on computer monitors. And basically what we're going to be doing today is taking a look at how you might be able to squeeze a little bit more performance out of your monitor that you've already got sitting on your desk with nothing more than a couple of small hardware tweaks. Now firstly, just to explain what this is all about, most monitors today are marketed as 60 Hz monitors, which basically means that they flash and flicker up a different image 60 times every second. More high-end monitors probably don't have this problem. They can go to 100 Hz, 120 Hz, stuff like that. But for most normal people who just bought a budget monitor, so well, my monitor is not budget, but it's a 27-inch, but it's a 60 Hz monitor. So it's not one of those high-end 100 Hz monitors. But there is a way of getting a few more hertz out of these monitors, because actually you can overclock them or make them show more hertz than they normally would do. This is something I only really sort of thought about earlier on today, and I just thought I'd do a quick tip about it. So what I've managed to do is you need to have an NVIDIA graphics card for this, and you can override the refresh rates in order to set a custom refresh rate. So what we can see here on this monitor, which is mine, is that I've managed to take it from the default 60 Hz and overclock it to 66 Hz. And what this means is, as if you can look at the frames per second counter, is that it's showing 66 frames per second. Because I've got vertical sync enabled, and my monitor is now showing 66 different images every second instead of 6 images every second. So why is this important, you might think? Most graphics cards can do way more than 66 frames per second, which is great, but if your monitor can't display more than 60 frames per second, it's also completely pointless. So what this means is that I now can see 6 more frames per second than I ever could do before. Before, if my graphics card was churning out more than 60 frames per second, I wouldn't see more than 60 frames per second, I'd just see tearing. So I'm actually getting a 6 frames per second boost in games and other things of that nature now than I was before. And it's visible to the naked eye. You might think, oh, 6 whole frames per second, not a big deal. Well, actually, it does make a bit of a difference, because the images on my monitor now look a lot smoother. Obviously your mileage may vary, so whereas I've only managed to be able to get 6 extra frames out of my monitor every second, you may get a lot more, and I've seen people get 70, 80, even 85 and 90 Hz. Some people even manage to get over 100 Hz on a 60 Hz monitor, which is a massive difference, and in fact could save you a lot of money. Now there's a few caveats to this, obviously. Bear in mind that, as always with overclocking, it's done at your own risk, and you could damage your monitor, and if you do so, not my fault, sorry. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to jump into desktop, so you'll see the desktop rather than my ugly face, and I'll show you the steps you can go through in order to do this on your own computer. Like I say, I'm doing it with an NVIDIA. Don't think it's possible on ATI cards, but I could be wrong. But if it is possible, obviously the options will be different and stuff like that. But I'm just going to go through the NVIDIA now with you. Okay, so now we're in the desktop. Very simple. Normally when you go into screen resolution on Windows and click on advanced settings, you will see a monitor tab here, and if you click on that, you will see screen refresh rate. Now normally you will probably, if you've only got a 60 Hz monitor, you'll only see 60 Hz, and what it does is it won't show you modes that your monitor won't be able to display. What you need to do is, and if you've got an NVIDIA card, you just need to go into the NVIDIA control panel, and then you just need to click on change resolution, and then you click on customize, which is this button here, and this allows you to set up custom resolutions. So as you can see, I've got a couple of custom ones I've set up. I've got a 1920 by 1080 at 65 Hz and 66 Hz. That's as far as I got. See, if I go and create custom resolution, you see you can set your own refresh rate here. If I put 67 Hz, that didn't seem to work for me. I just pressed the test button. I'm not sure what you're seeing right now, but my monitor's just gone blank and a bit weird, so it won't go that far. But it will go up to 66 Hz, so like I say, that's 6 more images on my screen physically every second that my eyes are seeing, and that's fantastic. That's again, it's not like it's not you know, changing the world or anything like that. It's not turning the world upside down, but it is 6 more frames per second that I can see with my eyes, and it does, in a real world scenario, make things a lot smoother. It is noticeable to the naked eye, and like I say, I've been playing a bit of Bioshock Infinite on 66 I should say frames per second, and you do notice the difference, and it does, you know, look a lot smoother. Like I say, I mean, this is going to be applicable to people who've maybe got 60 Hz monitors, and you know, a lot of us are on a budget. I can't afford a fancy 100 Hz monitor, so I've got a 27-inch monitor, but it's 60 Hz, and being able to get that extra 6 Hz out of it improves my gaming performance. It means that I get more frames per second, and obviously that helps with your game and stuff like that. Again, you might think, oh, 6 Hz is not a massive difference, but you know, every little helps, and you know, like I say, it doesn't harm the monitor as long as you've got it stable. There's a few things I would say. Like I was saying before, you know, your mileage may vary, so you may not get any extra. You may get a lot more than I have, and also any damage is at your own risk, because what you are doing is you are obviously stressing the electronics in the monitor more, so you may find that the monitor runs a little bit hotter, or you may find that it starts to glitch or becomes unstable, in which case you want to ramp down your overclock or your hertz, and you just want to make sure that you obviously don't stress your monitor out too much. But and like I say, these things are done at your own risk. But yeah, otherwise it seems to be a great way of just getting a little bit more performance out of your monitor, and in turn getting more useful frames per second out of your graphics card. Okay, sweet, that's just been another little tip. Since I know these little tip things are quite popular, I'm probably going to do a few more of these, but and I'll probably have another video up later on this week as well, so because I've not been having the time to do videos again this week. But like I say, any comments, leave them down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.